Before we begin, we would like to ask you two questions. Do you feel any pleasure watching the sunrise? Do you feel that you're living? Well, I don't think so, and here's why.
Every one of us faces time limits, mainly at work or studies. In our dream worlds, when we start accomplishing one task, we might spread the task out a little. So, at the beginning it might seem slow, but everything gets done before the deadline. And on the other hand, when there is dozens of tasks, we start to procrastinate.
My life is nothing but an endless torture, said Sergey. By the way, he is a first-line manager in sales department in one of the largest Belarusian companies. So he faces deadlines on a daily basis. His boss gives him a lot of tasks with strict time limits. Imagine that you have two children and your wife is expecting a baby, as it's just the position of Sergey, and every day he has a lot of pressure at work. So of course he will have a burnout. And today he has weekly psychological sessions. So that's a big problem, and hence we can say that deadlines is the source of evil. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and now let's take some examples to support our idea. We conducted a survey and took a psychological picture of a top manager in a manufacturing industry. He faces deadlines from 5 till 10 times per month. Deadlines motivate him, but doesn't help with procrastination. And our manager is deeply concerned that deadlines put pressure on him. Thus, also we should mention that when our manager is in a good mood, he will do tasks before the deadline.
Yes, and the second half of our survey was devoted to students of our School of Business of BSU. And we've asked more than 70 participants. And what we found out that a lot of people do not think that deadlines play such a pivotal role, and instead it just partly motivates them towards working without procrastination. Well, and on average, one student faces one deadline per day, and because of that, of course, they have a lot of stress. So, and how do they cope with it? Well, they basically turn to alcohol or to their dog, cat, well, simply cats. Simply pets, sorry. And even if they have a week to do a task, the majority of students will just basically do it 2 hours before the actual deadline. So, and they also said that deadlines is just a time frame that contains a lot of pressure. So here we get a very simple formula. To cope with stress, you simply turn to alcohol and to your pets. And it causes several big problems. Okay, fun time's over.
Yeah. And Sergey, top manager and students of School of Business, they don't use deadlines in the right way. They put tasks further and further up until the last minutes, or worse, they pass deadlines. Moreover, most of us schedule deadlines with expectation we can work 16 hours days to complete it, or when we have dozens of tasks, we start to procrastinate. And after that, we need help of our pets, family, friends, alcohol, so on and so forth. And I think it's not normal to feel tired after accomplishing deadlines. Do you agree with me?
I can't agree more. Well, and here we can make the next conclusion, that irrational planning of your time and distribution of your strength leads to disastrous consequences, especially alcoholism, split of personality, burnout, and simply, as scientists say, it increases your chances of heart attack. So again, we return to the very beginning and to those two questions. Unfortunately, you cannot truly feel the feeling of sunset, the pleasure that you get from watching it, and you're not living a healthy life. Well, thanks for your attention. Stay healthy.
Малюй себя, будь самой лучшей версией себя.